This is Exonerated, the Cost of Wrongful Convictions, a podcast from Word Radio. In this limited series, we share the powerful stories of people who spent years and sometimes decades behind bars for crimes they did not commit. We explore their fights to reclaim their freedom and realize justice from a system that punishes them unfairly. These interviews were first broadcast live on Evening Words with Dr. James Peterson and are now presented as a podcast so more listeners can hear directly from those impacted by wrongful convictions. This series is presented in partnership with the Pennsylvania Innocence Project and brought to you by Marone Law Firm, standing by your side when it matters most.
In 2009, Mr. William Johnson was wrongfully convicted of a 2005 murder, despite being acquitted 2 years earlier at a trial built on false testimony. At his retrial, co-defendant's written statements were used against him, even though that co-defendant admitted he had lied and refused to testify. William had no chance to question him. The Pennsylvania Innocence Project investigation uncovered major flaws, including problems with one witness's testimony and an undisclosed recantation from another. They were also able to present DNA evidence in William's favor. In 2023, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania asked the court to dismiss the charges, citing, quote, egregious constitutional violations. William won relief. Even while incarcerated, he stayed close to his large family, writing children's stories for his niece, some of which are now being published. Here to share his story for the premiere of Exonerated, the Cost of Wrongful Convictions, I'm excited to welcome to Evening Words, Mr. William Johnson.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, good brother. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, especially today. You know the Eagles start playing. that's yeah. That's kind of what caught me up, the traffic.
That's okay, Mr. Johnson. I want to jump right in here. In your own words, William, how did you get involved in this murder case? How were you even tied or connected to this thing from the beginning?
Well, the system has a way of, this is how the system is designed. So if somebody call the cops and say you've done something, they treat it as such. And my case is a high-profile case. I was falsely accused of murder of a Philadelphia police detective. So the narrative they painted was he was out there tricking, and because I'm from around the neighborhood and my co-defendant was from around the neighborhood, that we allegedly did it. But the truth that may be is, you know, the first crucial hours of any homicide is the first 48, where they conducted and got all this evidence. Well, they didn't want to tell the public that a lot of that evidence exonerated us and everybody else in the community from the rip. So they had this thing called pinpoint. So what they use with pinpoint is anybody in the area with any open cases, any convictions, anything that makes you in the system, you're a suspect. So when they asked me to come down there, I ain't got no problem coming down there because I ain't got nothing to do. We talking about a cop killer. Mm-hmm. This ain't your usual cup of tea.
Right.
I go down there, I explain where I was at. They let me go. After they proved that I had nothing to do with it, they let me go. And I want to really elaborate on that because at that time, I had 2 open cases, meaning if I was the murderer, let alone a suspect, you're not going to let me go. Mm-hmm. That's what you're not going to do, especially not for this case. And that's what was done. They didn't tell the public that because it's in my favor, but it's the truth. That's why I said the statement that I said before about if you are accused of a crime, you're treated as though you've done it, and you got to rumble it now from as though you're guilty.
Right. So it's not innocent until proven guilty. It's guilty not. Until you prove your innocence.
It's not. So I still didn't know nothing about the DNA, which they already knew about. I mean,
from the beginning, at the beginning, they already knew the DNA was not a match.
Yeah, because this is after the first 48 hours.
Wow.
So when I come into play, it's literally, forgive me, I was running to get here.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, so they literally, they were building a case. So it's easy to tell the public 2 black guys did it as opposed to telling the truth. Now, if you ask me, which the discovery clearly cites, all the evidence points to a Philadelphia police officer, but that's a narrative they don't want to tell you. But it's fact. It's not, you can't make it up. They said this man was murdered in a Philadelphia police car. He has through and through wounds. So that's enter and exit wounds for those that don't know, but there's no bullet holes in the car. The medical examiner said that's impossible. The forensic expert said, well, if he was killed in the manner in which y'all saying, you would have gunpowder all over the car, which we don't have. Sit on the body. Things I don't even know that I had to learn.
Right.
That it's forensics. It's impossible for this man to have died the way he died. And here's another kicker that they didn't tell everybody. His blood was found in the middle of the street. So you're alleging this man was shot in the car by both sides, by me and my co-defendant at the time. But all the forensic evidence contradicts everything you saying, and you know it, but you won't tell the public the truth. So it's only to spin the narrative in which you were spinning. And I really thank God, the Innocence Project, David Radowski, and everybody for really, like, if you could see my shirt.
Real eyes, real lies, real lies.
And to me, when I got it and I seen it, it made me realize that it takes a certain individual to expose the truth, where everybody else was looking at my innocence and overlooking it. These people took their time to really say he don't belong there. And even getting to know me now, they can tell you I had nothing to do with that. But
William, can you share with us how did the Pennsylvania Innocence Project come across your case? I mean, how do you remember the first day that they contacted you and reached out to you and said, "Hey, we want to work on this case"?
Yeah, like that was like life. Like I ain't gonna tell you, like when you in a pit like that, it's like for everybody that's incarcerated, if you ever been there, it's like being underwater and you searching for air. So you get little bubbles of air from a visit. It might be a letter, phone conversation, but these bubbles of air give you hope. They really allow you to keep functioning. All right, it ain't over. I gotta keep going. People depending on me. So when I got that letter, and the books, because I like to read educational books, but it really let me know, like, they see it. People see it. So when you coming from a person that been praying for over 18 years, because I got found guilty in 2009, I got a hung jury in 2007, but I was falsely accused in 2005. Actually, it's coming up. September the 9th is the day that they really stole me away from the streets. So that's the day. So it's like, for me, it's hard. Like even right now, it's
emotional. It's emotional.
Yeah. So like I try to do any and everything that I can for any and everybody, because I know when it's like to have nobody doing anything for you. And not to say that people don't, but life goes on. So a lot of times people don't get a chance to look back. But for those that took the oath and supposed to take their job serious, there's no way that cases like mine and other people should have ever been incarcerated.
So I appreciate your candor, bro, and I appreciate you, being transparent about your experiences. Can you talk to us a little about what was your frame of mind day to day being locked up, knowing you didn't commit this crime?
You're listening to Exonerated on WURD.
Insurance companies have lawyers, shouldn't you? At Marone Law, they fight for people with serious injuries and they deliver big results. From car accidents and catastrophic injuries to medical malpractice and civil rights violations, they fight, they win. You deserve a team that gets results. They've recovered hundreds of millions for their clients and they're ready to fight for you. Marone Law, get justice. Call 215-732-6700 today.
And now back to Exonerated, the Cost of Wrongful Convictions on WURD.
Oh, at first you really just trying to process everything, like, yo, how I get here. And then it's like a point to where as though you see your family hurting. So my backbone, my sister, like she really came through, like in a way that I can't even. If you know, but Sheena, I love you. But she really did. And she like kept the hope even in the family. So even in times when I was down, like she'll pick me up, she'll let me know, I got you. You gotta stay strong. So it's like, you can't, if you never plan for something you never planned for and you placed in a situation, how do you plan for it? Like my family, we never had nobody incarcerated. So I'm the first person incarcerated. Then you lock me up for the murder of a cop. And now I'm telling everybody I ain't do it. So you got some people like, well, why they lock you up? And I'm like, I don't know why they locked me up. I really don't. I can't. You got to ask them why they did it. You really do. Because there's nothing to say I did it, let alone to lock me up. Like, they can never tell you why they locked me up. They can't. It was on the news. They said they had 149 bench warrants. So out of 149 people, you telling me I fit out of 149 people? Like, it's just like, I heard you as I was driving here, like, systemic racism is real, and it really affects our community in a way that people don't even understand it. Like, and they don't process it. So, like, being upstate, I started to see things, and I like numbers. Anybody that know me know I like numbers. So I don't care what state facility you go to, 70% of the population is from Philadelphia. So when I be hearing Krasner talk numbers, he's right. Like, I'm talking about when you think people disappeared or they did, they're incarcerated somewhere. And it's a place that's literally designed to break you and kill you mentally for no other reason. They don't want you to come home and to prosper. They don't want you to be productive. They don't want you to come home and be able to function and get a job. All that is minute. Like, they don't even, for real, they only want you to, like, all right, for instance, I'm going to give you a scenario. When you lose your case and you go upstate is when they give you a test to see your IQ. Mind you, you just lost and you, like, really hurt. So you're not thinking about no IQ. Any human being is just marking off anything, like, get out of here.
Right.
So then they use that against you, but you know what you're doing. Like, you deliberately got it designed to where it's no matter what I do, I fail, because it's 90% mental, 10% physical. And they play that on you, whereas though everything in the world is 90% physical, 10% mental. So they really got it designed from the, like, I never allowed them to wake me up. So they wake everybody up at 6:30. I will wake up at 5 o'clock to this day. Anybody that know me, I still do.
And that, what did that do? That was a way for you to protect your own mental?
Yeah, because if you allow them to program you, you get programmed. So I program myself within a program. So when they called yard, I signed up for gym, because you will feel like down when they say it ain't no yard. You had your hopes of going outside like a dog. So I got a plan A and a plan B. I'm going to go to gym, but if gym cancel, I got yard. If not, then it's cool. It's really no weight. But see, people don't understand that. And I spent a lot of my time in the law library. You literally got to plan your day within a day. So however they got it from these amount of hours you out, you got to plan what you going to do. And you got to set it. Every Monday is the same. Every Monday for 18 and a half years for me was the same. You can't get lost. It's like a rhythm you have to stay in beat before you lose yourself.
And so that routine also helped you protect your own mental health over the course of the time you being there.
I really think that's the reason why I always tell people I'm a survivor of mental health, because, I mean, I done seen people that you can have a full functional conversation with to putting feces in their mouth and smearing it on their face. The DOC is not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that this is what's going on. So they're not going to tell you, like, they're not going to tell you they do sleep desperation. Like, they keep lights on, or they walk. The things that they do, they don't even allow them to do them to animals, but they know they do them to people. For instance, I was at Rockview. It been on the board for list of condemned buildings. Why is this place still functional? So, but it is. It's still functional. It's still open. You got people in there breathing and sleeping around asbestos, and you know it. Rust coming out the water. They don't care. They'll cook your food in the same rust that they want you to wash up in until you say something. Then you put in the grievance system go to the same people that's oppressing you.
Of course.
So it's crazy. I can't say that, some individuals don't deserve to be where they at. You do something wrong, you're supposed to be held accountable for it, but not in the conditions in which they put you.
What advice would you give to someone who's fighting their charges right now, knowing they weren't involved in the crimes they were charged for?
Literally, I would say, hold on, man. You gotta wake up every day. If you ain't waking up for yourself, wake up for those that love you, man. You gotta stay tapped in with yourself, man. If you don't have God, find God, because that's what helped me. Like, I can't really say what not to do, because each individual is different. What I can say is, whatever you find that work for you, do it every day. Make sure it works for you. Don't switch it, because the moment you switch it, you're going to lose yourself, because it ain't too many things you can do in jail. So I would say educate yourself. Man, at one point in time, I was writing everybody in the country. I don't care if your name had an address, I was writing. You laughing? I'm serious.
That's powerful.
But it was like, I want to be heard. So imagine being in a glass box. Everybody can see you got your hand up, but you're wondering if they're going to pick you. So that's how happy I was when the Innocence Project picked me, because I'm like, do you know how many people are writing them from PA? And they picked me. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
yes.
I understood that, and I am so grateful. Like, I'm so grateful.
Mr. Johnson, do you remember the day after all of the PA Innocence Project, where the day that you were actually released? Do you remember how you felt that day when you first came out?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you the story. So the story is, right, they be telling everybody, you got to pack up. When you got to pack up, you got to go all around and sign out. So I said, I'm not signing up. They said, what you mean? I said, I never signed up. So I refused to go around and sign out. I'm not doing that. I never said, ooh, pick me, put me here. I'm not doing it. So now they mad. So they had the lawyer and my nephews outside for about like 8 hours. So I said, I don't care. You got to let me go. I'm not signing out. You know I'm innocent. I'm not doing it. The game, the buck stops here. We ain't doing this no more. We not. You laughing. I'm serious.
Yes.
Look, everybody laughed, but it was me taking back something they took from me, my freedom. You can no longer tell me what to do. Like,
that's powerful, brother. So once you got out, what were some of the things that you had to, in terms of readjusting and figuring out? I mean, the world changes after 18 years.
I'm going to give you the two things that hurt me the most. The first was I was left by my girl, Kia. I know you're listening. But she left me at the self-checkout. Mind you, I've been going for 18 years. They ain't have self-checkout. So everybody looking at me, this 40-year-old man, he too big. How you don't know how to swipe the bread? I'm like, listen, man, it's so frustrating. I'm sweating. I'm like, yo, never again do that no more, right? And the other time, because in jail, I never had a time to grieve. And I lost a lot of people. And one of them is my grandma. So about first year at home, this really hit home. Me and my mom went to the graveyard on Mother's Day, and that hurt. It hurt. I mean, it hurt. It still hurt. But that's like the things that I try to keep to me, because they took so much from me. I said, this the thing. Some things I just got to keep to me, and my family know I'm strong. And it ain't something I portray. I think it's something, the gift that God gave me. So even at times when I'm weak, I only show my strength because it's not, for me, it's not meant for people to see my weakness. And I don't know if it's a man thing. I don't know what it is, but I just I just try to hold on. I had an aunt, my Aunt Angie. I love her to death. And I lost my tendons in my arms because I used to work out. They denied me medical treatment. And I had to think, like, because my arms was like a chicken wing. Like they were going to be stuck like that. So I had to think back to the one person I knew never that complained. And she was in a wheelchair my whole life since I was about like 7 or 8. And I never heard her complain about it. So I said, if this woman can never complain about not having her legs, how dare you complain about your arms? You feel what I'm saying? It's the same woman the same woman that told me and the rest of my cousins, when I die, don't cry. Let them see how strong y'all is. Now, mind you, my family is mostly females. It's probably about a good 6 males. So my grandma and my aunt really paid attention to us. And they gave us the tools that I really say I dug into and got me through what I went through, because I got locked up at 24 years old, meaning I only had 3 years of an adult. I'm the definition of a convict. I grew up in jail. I came home 42. So people be asking how, and I'll be like, I don't know, but I know my grandmom had me selling books when I was 6. Like I'm saying, so the thing, these lessons made me say, you know what? All right, tap in. It's bigger than that. It's deeper. God got you going through it for a reason. So it's just, my analogy is anything organic, it's not worth having. It's not worth anything unless it go through something. So my trial was what I went through. But for every individual trial that came across my case, it was their responsibility to do the right thing. A lot didn't. But for those that did, man, God bless you.
Mr. William Johnson, brother, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Thank you for kicking off Exonerated, the Cost of Wrongful Convictions right here on Evening Words. And Godspeed and God bless you, good brother. Thank you for sharing your story. We appreciate it.
Hey, no doubt. But one time, man, can I hear you say "Go Birds"?
Go Birds! Let's go. Yo, great to talk to you, good brother. Thank you again for sharing your story. We appreciate it.
You've been listening to Exonerated, the Cost of Wrongful Convictions, a Word Radio podcast produced in partnership with the Pennsylvania Innocence Project and brought to you by Marone Law Firm. To learn more about the Pennsylvania Innocence Project and their work to free the wrongfully convicted and support their reentry, visit painnocence.org. For more programming like this, tune in to Word Radio at 900 AM and 96.1 FM or online at wurdradio.com. And don't forget to follow this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. We are Word Radio, progressive Black Talk Media.